want it. I know you want it. You think about it when you wake up. You dream about it when you sleep. You scroll through other people living it and you tell yourself, one day, one day. Let me tell you something about one day. One day is the most dangerous two words in the human language. One day has killed more dreams than failure ever could, because failure means you tried. One day means you are still standing at the door, too scared to walk through it. So let me ask you something real, something that might actually hurt. Are you ready to pay the price of becoming who you were meant to be? Because I promise you, it costs more than you think, and most people put it back on the shelf the moment they see the price tag. Are you most people? Look at that bar. Heavy, cold, unforgiving. It does not care about your feelings. It does not care about your excuses. It does not care that you are tired, that you are sore, that you had a hard week, that life is not fair. The bar does not negotiate. You either lift it or you don't. And here is the truth that nobody wants to hear. Your entire life is that bar. Every goal you have is that bar. Every dream you carry is that bar. And every single morning you wake up, you have a choice. You walk to it, or you walk away. Most people walk away. They tell themselves they will try tomorrow. They tell themselves they are not ready yet. They tell themselves conditions need to be perfect before they begin. Let me tell you about perfect conditions. They do not exist. They have never existed. They will never exist. The people you admire, the ones who have what you want, they did not wait for perfect conditions. They picked up the bar in the middle of the mess, in the middle of the fear, in the middle of the doubt, in the middle of I don't know if I can do this. They picked it up anyway, and they held it. Shaking, bleeding, barely breathing, they held it. And then they did it again the next day, and the day after that. Not because it got easier, it did not get easier. They got stronger. There is a difference. Easier means the world changed for you. Stronger means you changed. And the only thing that makes you stronger is the weight. So stop asking for the weight to be removed. Start asking yourself if you have what it takes to carry it, because that is the price. Now let me talk to you about something else. That sledgehammer. You know what swinging a sledgehammer into a tire teaches you? It teaches you that some things in your life will not move no matter how nicely you ask them to. Your past will not move because you cried about it. Your fear will not move because you talked about it. Your limitations will not move because you complained about them. They only move when you hit them hard, repeatedly, without apology, without mercy. I need you to understand something right now. The life you want is on the other side of the hardest thing you have ever done. Not the second hardest, not the manageable thing, the hardest thing, the thing you have been avoiding for months, for years, for your entire life. That thing you keep pushing to the back of your mind and covering up with distraction, with Netflix, with scrolling, with one more episode, one more drink, one more excuse. I see you. I know what you are doing. You are hiding from the sledgehammer because picking it up means you have to admit that you are the one who has to do the work. Not your circumstances, not your past, not the people who hurt you. You. That is terrifying. I know it is terrifying, but do you know what is more terrifying? Getting to the end of your life and realizing you had everything it took to become who you were meant to be, and you chose comfort instead. Pick up the hammer, hit the tire, hit it again and again and again. Until your hands bleed, until your shoulders give out, until you have nothing left, and then rest, and then come back and hit it again. That is the price. Nobody else can pay it for you. I need you to feel something right now. Think about the weight you have been carrying. Not iron, not steel. The real weight, the weight of who you used to be, the weight of what they said about you, the weight of every time you failed and told yourself you were not enough. That weight is real, and it is heavy, and I am not going to stand here and tell you it is not. But I am going to tell you this, that weight is not your identity, it is your material. The strongest steel in the world is not found in mines, it is forged, in fire, under pressure, through something that should have destroyed it, but didn't. Because it was hit at exactly the right angle, at exactly the right time, with exactly the right force. You are that steel. Everything you have been through, every loss, every betrayal, every night you cried and thought you would not make it to morning, that was the forge. That was not punishment, that was preparation. But here is the part nobody tells you. The forge does not end just because you survived it. It intensifies, because the version of you that you are becoming requires more heat, more pressure, more force. And you can either run from that fire, or you can stand in it and let it do what it came to do. Turn you into something the world has never seen. The price of becoming who you were meant to be is not paid once. It is paid daily, hourly, in the small moments nobody will ever see. It is paid in the gym at 4 a.m. when nobody claps. It is paid in the silence when you choose discipline over comfort. It is paid in the decision to keep going when every logical reason says stop. Are you willing to pay that price every single day for as long as it takes? Because that is what this requires. Not passion, not motivation. Those fade. This requires something deeper, something that does not care how you feel today. It requires a decision that you made so long ago and so deeply that it became who you are, not what you do, who you are. Now I want you to picture one more thing. A mountain, not a hill, not a slope, a mountain. The kind that breaks people before they reach the top. The kind where every step forward costs you something. Your breath, your legs, your belief that you can make it. And yet, he runs, not walks, not jogs. Runs. Up that mountain with everything he has, sweat pouring, lungs burning, the summit nowhere in sight. And here is what I need you to understand about that run. Nobody asked him to do it. Nobody is waiting at the top with a medal. Nobody is filming it for a highlight reel. Nobody will even know he did it, except him. And that is exactly the point. Because the run is not for them. The run is a conversation between him and the version of himself that said, "You cannot do this." Every step up that mountain is his answer. Watch me. Every time his legs tell him to stop, watch me. Every time the summit seems impossible, watch me. And here is what happens at the top of that mountain. Not celebration, not relief, clarity. The kind of clarity that only comes from doing the thing you thought you could not do. The clarity that says, if I did this, what else have I been lying to myself about? Because that is the real summit, not the top of the mountain. The moment you realize that every limit you believed in was a lie, that the walls you thought were solid were made of paper, that the version of you standing at the bottom looking up was never the real you. The real you was always at the top, waiting, patient, certain, knowing that eventually you would stop making excuses and start making moves. Are you ready to start the run? Because that mountain is not going anywhere, and neither is the person you are supposed to become. They are waiting for you, at the top, in the cold, in the wind, in the silence, waiting for you to decide that you are done being comfortable at the bottom. So let me tell you exactly what becoming who you were meant to be is going to cost you. It is going to cost you your sleep. The hours when everyone else is resting, you will be building. It is going to cost you your comfort, the couch, the easy choice. The path of least resistance, you are done with those. It is going to cost you your relationships, the ones that were only there when you were small enough for them to feel comfortable. When you start growing, they will leave. Let them. It is going to cost you your excuses. Every single one of them. No more. I don't have time. No more. I'm not ready. No more. Maybe when things calm down. Things will never calm down. Life will never hand you the perfect moment. The perfect moment is the one you are in right now, and it is going to cost you your old identity. The story you have been telling about who you are and why you cannot. That story ends today. Because the person you are becoming does not live in that story. They never did. That story was a cage, and the door has always been open. The price of becoming who you were meant to be is everything you thought you were but weren't. Pay it, gladly. Because what you get in return is everything you always knew you could be, but were afraid to become. The bar is waiting. The hammer is waiting. The mountain is waiting. And somewhere, in the truest part of you, the person you were always meant to be is waiting too. They have been patient, but I need you to know, they are done waiting for you to be ready. They are ready for you to be done making peace with a life that was never big enough for who you are. The price is high, but you have been paying the price of smallness your entire life. And that costs more. It costs you everything. So pay the price, pick up the bar, swing the hammer, run the mountain, and become, finally, completely, unapologetically, who you were always meant to be. From zero to power. Let's go. More.